While we were growing up, we were like, Mom, you're too rigid. What's all this? You're just maltreating us. At some point,
I
she's
had that
wicked.
story too.
At some point, I had to tell my mom that this is wickedness. You grab. She wants to go out. She locks us in, and then there's a way she does the TV that I can never turn it on until she comes back.
Wow. Hello everyone, you're welcome back to Zubi Gist TV. It is Gist with Zubi on Zubi Gist TV. Today we've come with an interesting topic to deliberate on. I have Vida Beats, I have Deola, and I have Zino, Ewamazino. Pardon me, right?
You're not pardon, it's Ewamazino.
Ewamazino. It is your girl, Zubi Glad. And today we have a very wonderful, interesting, heart-melting topic. A lot of things are happening in our present day society today. Parents are not having time for their kids, leaving them in the hands of nannies and house help to train for them.
Yeah.
Now the question is, if that was how we were raised, the way we turned out, was there any possibility that we could have turned out this way if we were trained by nannies? Or if our parents left us in the hands of social media and cartoons and all that, like the way parents are raising their kids today? So these people here are married people. So I want to know from my esteemed guest, what can you say about the modern day parenting?
Okay, talking about the nanny thing, it's actually not a right thing because we say no one can train our children like we do. We train our children better actually. And then if you leave your child with a nanny or your children with nannies, and you go out, what are you pursuing exactly? Money to take care of the children? The real taking care of children is staying home with them and training them through that stage. If you have a nanny, it shouldn't be to take care of your children. Maybe your house is so big, you need cleaning and all that, but you should be at home with them. Why should you leave your children with a nanny? I mean, it's a total stranger. You don't even know this person, just brought the person to assist you. You don't know what she will do to them. She might even sexually harass them. That's one thing. Some of them.
What about a parent who doesn't have time? Like, you don't have time at all.
What are you pursuing exactly? You lost your child and then you're pursuing money. For who? Who do you want to spend the money on? It doesn't make sense to me.
What can you say, Zino?
It's getting interesting.
Okay, firstly, I would like to give excuses for them. You understand?
Okay.
Okay, with the way the world is evolving or evolving, yeah, responsibilities they are becoming more. You have house rent, you have your child's some children go to school. You have your child's school fees to pay, and then you want to assist your husband because it's becoming too much on your husband. I'm giving excuses for them. That's basically what they would say, right?
Sure.
So I would say, how about you go through all this, all in the name of trying to assist and then build a future for the child, and then you're losing the child. Because when you leave a child to nannies will want to train the child with the best knowledge that they have. So imagine a nanny that doesn't really know how to take care of a child.
Or probably that had a bad upbringing as well,
Bad
right?
one. So nannies, the way they grew up, you do anything, they slap you left and right. So imagine a nanny taking care of a child and the child is not obeying what, okay, sit down there. The child wants to be free. A mother will just say, I'm telling you to sit there. Nannies go don't give you gbos. Do you understand? And this will not help the child emotionally. This makes children grow to be timid, unable to express themselves.
Wayward. Once you start beating them like that, they become wayward.
So this kind of thing, I think, makes the parents lose the child instead, because the child is lost completely. Do you understand?
Well.
So
On the contrary, all right. Even though I am very much with you on your view, I still want to ask some questions. What is your solution for that parent that is very busy, especially single parents? You know, you're the one that goes out to, get the money for upkeeps and the rest of them. What's your solution?
see, first of all, let's keep the single parent thing aside. We'll talk about that later,
Even
Because
those that have
is
both
still
parents.
very, very
I was raised by a
single
single
parent thing,
Okay.
guy.
I was raised by a single
Okay.
And my mom, like, she knew, obviously, she had works that she was doing. So when it got to a stage, she stopped working to focus on us. And then if we come back from school, she would be home. When she's going out, she'll lock us in and go out. So we did not interact with people. even in the compound.
Oh my, but
The only
that.
time we talk to people in the compound is when she's around. She did it for years.
But did that help you guys in any way?
Even till date, I still don't relate with people around.
But you think that's a
Bro,
good thing,
you
actually?
think that? Well, that's the whole thing. You know.
Do you really think that's it? Like not relating with people? Like how did that help you?
If you want to,
Okay.
you can, but at least you know your limits. There's nothing stopping me from talking to anyone I want to talk to.
Sure.
Anyone who I don't, even in church when they see me, that of course everywhere they see me they believe this guy. But nah, there's really nothing. Okay, you talk to people when you want to talk. There's nothing stopping you. Now you get your mouth.
Okay, that was just to help you guys to grow up properly, right? Okay, now back to the question I asked initially. Like, what can you guys say about what is happening today? I got to know that some parents now arrest teachers in school if you discipline their child. Is that a good way to raise a child in this modern age?
Discipline get level. Now there is difference between discipline and there is difference between physical harassment. When
Okay.
you beat the child to bruise, that is harassment. That's no longer discipline. You can discipline a child without leaving any bruise on the body. If you are not even the child, the mother of
The child.
I don't feel you have to bruise a child that is not yours in the name of discipline. It doesn't make sense to me.
But these children of nowadays, I need you to understand that they are very stubborn. And some of them are very smart. So, and then some people like I've said that some of these children that the reason for their stubbornness or the way they behave is because of where they are coming from. And now you send them to school for teachers to help them. And then they are helping them, you are fighting the teacher. What can you say?
Okay, I think like she said, there's a huge difference between disciplining and physical abuse. While you want to punish a child for doing something wrong, what happens to beating the child on the palm? Why do you have to go to the extent of beating the child on the back? In fact, if you beat my picky for bonbon, I go arrest you.
But were you not trained that way? They didn't beat you for back and for
Actually,
bum bum.
I was.
You need to understand this whole thing.
The truth is, I was actually raised to by a single mother, a single parent actually. So there was a day I was the class captain. Something happened. Our teacher asked me to write names of noisemakers. So
Interesting.
and I was really small. So you make noise. I want to write your name. They threatened me. So my sheet was plain. Nothing was there. I could not write names. And he was hearing noises. Like you could tell that it was my class. So he came in. Where's the paper? Nothing there. You understand?
May God not allow me to kill us, like for real.
I think I was so upset. When he finished beating me, it was not enough. He had to kick me like a ball. I met myself in the laboratory
After the kick.
from my class. Like it was a plywood that demarcated
Wow.
my class, and so I go home. I had this terrible pain. I didn't want to tell my mom. So when I eventually did, my mom was the chairperson of the school PTA, whatever. So at first, my mom on a norm would not even call. She would just say, "Sounds you right." You understand? But when she said it was, I could not even stand up. She called my prophet. I don't understand. Bami no mommy could no lomo. Will you now kill her? Like, what did she do? So sometimes when you want to punish a child, you go to the extreme. You know, sometimes some teachers don't know how to control their emotions. When they're angry, they want to just unleash. Do you understand? What you did pissed me off, and sometimes when a teacher is not happy, probably from home, and comes to the
Frustrated
class and the
teachers.
child is he collect basketballs. So you see that kind of thing. So punishments like that will actually bruise the child, to leave marks on the child. So how do you expect such parent not to react?
So Vida Beats, you've been quiet.
Yeah, of course. I've been actually enjoying what everyone is saying. For me, I seriously believe, as everyone can see, it's very obvious that today's parents have really failed. In fact, I cannot tell what the future is going to be because they are actually the future. So what's the future going to be? But I listened to her talk, Deola. She said she talked about a single, her mom, being single and raised her, and how she was able to, provide parents. I don't know, and how.
And still they turned out.
Yeah. So my question is how I really want to know how she was able to do that. So if you have an answer, because you said something like,
Yeah, before she say anything, were you guys open to watching of cartoons and all that? Because you mentioned that sometimes you guys were being locked inside the room, so you were giving cartoons to watch so you can keep yourself busy.
Cartoon to watch. Funny enough, we're just home doing nothing. It's either you read or you sleep. That was
But
it.
do you know why I had to mention that? Because
Then
okay,
when my mom comes back, we bond. So sometimes we play game, sometimes we chase, and it also helped me at early stage. I think I baked my first cake in primary 5 thereabouts. So that's what she was also doing. She had a lot of business she was doing. So that helps me learn fast. I was very good with kitchen.
do you know
at early stage.
this is is very funny that these days, right? You can't leave even siblings. Like you can't leave a boy and a girl, even if they are siblings, in one room these days, for real.
Yeah.
Because of the things that they've been exposed
You've
to.
exposed exactly.
You understand? So, like what I'm still asking is this: comparing the days of our parents and how we were raised and today, what can you say? Because honestly speaking, we are seeing things on the internet, and we are seeing things in our neighborhood as well. We can at least compare. What can you say? Parents have failed, or they've not failed, or most parents, or some parents have failed, or they've not failed, or it's because they are chasing after money and all. What can you really say?
Okay. Firstly, I would like to say thank you to my mother.
Hmm.
You know, while we were growing up, we were like, Mom, you're too rigid. What's all this? You're just maltreating us. You're weak. At some point, she's
I had
wicked.
that story too.
At some point, I had to tell my mom that this is wickedness. You grab. She wants to go out. She locks us in, and then there's a way she does the TV that I can never turn it on until she comes back.
Wow.
So when she's around, she will tell you the actual channel that you should turn on. And if she hears another thing that is not news, you understand? Even if she's in her room and she hears something that is not that channel that she asks you to turn on, and then we are like, I don't understand. Why did you not buy it? You get? Why are you doing us like this? We cannot go outside and play. So we're thinking, why she's just being wicked, not knowing that she was trying to mold us, just trying to help us grow well. So nowadays we are all grown up, and then we see other parents and the way they handle their children, and we're like, I don't understand. Why? You grab modern mothers feels she'll just be crying anyhow. Give her a cartoon, let her just watch.
And mind you, some of those cartoons are filled with evil.
Yeah.
Let me put it there. Let me just use that word,
course.
evil.
And you're watching Z Word, and your child is seated beside you, and the child is seeing all the kissing and all the rom-com stuff. You understand? And then you're like, you're still a child. It doesn't really.
And they're
it's
learning.
building.
And they are
The
very
child-
smart.
Yeah,
actually.
very,
And
very
children
smart.
of nowadays, the way now from inside whom they say they even smart come. Do you understand? And the child is okay in the child's mind. Cool.
Honestly,
You
talking
understand?
About this parenting, I feel before the parents actually satisfied themselves. They know this is what is right for the child and this is what is wrong for them. So they try to protect you from the negative things. But now parenting is like they just want to satisfy the children, not themselves anymore. Now they're not thinking
Of the
this is
child's
best.
future.
Mhm.
So they're not thinking of this is the best for my child. Let me just give the child everything they want. They feel that's the best. They say, I want to give my child the best. I give
Yeah.
my child the best. Is giving
And
them
then you want the child to be like
Best
every other
school.
children out there.
negative and
Yeah.
exactly and competition.
This child using tab.
Mhm.
Then you want to get for your child.
This child is on the internet 24/7 doing this. It should have the child grow.
You even see a 10-year-old child on an iPhone. You'll be wondering, really? I suppose
they
it
use
is because
on Zoom?
even when I left secondary school, nobody gave me a phone anywhere. I was literally begging, please don't I deserve a phone? My dad still said no.
We got a phone because my mom was always out, so we used that to communicate. One phone for my brother and I in the house.
Smartphone, oh.
Yeah, it was a Samsung phone. Then I don't think.
And then your mom will always sub it, for you guys to source the
Where
internet.
data one day?
Who knew data then?
Where data one day?
Because
Oh,
I'm just trying to like figure out what's happening at today's society, right?
The
The
thing
way
is-
kids will analyze cartoons these days, it's not as if cartoon is bad, but then the things inside some of these
So
cartoons,
much that the children will even start saying the words in the cartoon.
Yeah.
word for word.
Much
Yes.
That they can say it words for words. This is what the next thing will be said. I said, it's too much.
You know, you watch cartoons that have mermaids showing and it looks like a very normal thing. You know, they have an agenda of making mermaids normal. So when your children grow knowing that mermaids, when they start having such encounters, they believe, okay, this is normal. So it's actually an agenda, yes. So they know, like they believe it's normal because it's shown in the cartoons that it's normal. But parents, most modern day parents, they see those things and like, oh, this is fashionable, this is good and all of that. But they don't know they're already missing it.
Some of them even go as far as buying some of these things for their kids.
Yeah, of course.
That's part of it.
Of course.
Yeah. That's Halloween party is all about. Just to, that's still part of it. That's what they're encouraging.
Okay, now since we're already here, talking about the cartoon and social media and all, so there is this video that I bumped into online whereby these young children were vibing and singing to a particular secular song, and the way the child was expressing herself, what is going on here? Then I got to comment section. I people, this girl is so smart. That means she's very smart. She will grow up to become so person. I'm like, oh, is this the best the parents of this girl could do? I don't know. What can you guys say? Let me ask, because I know you have a daughter. Like, for real, if you see your child behaving that way or vibing like that, like, will you applaud her? You're doing well,
Actually, my daughter would never do that. I would say that because I know I have plans for her. I know how I'm training her. I know who and what I'm training her to be. Do you understand? I know the kind of songs that she will sing. I know the kind of moves that she would make. So I would say it all boils down to the parent.
Speaking of that, you know what you're... Is it really good, like, as a parent, to make decisions for your children or allow them to decide for themselves who they will be or what they should be?
As of now, while the child is still growing up, I make the decisions here.
Because, see, these today parents, you see them say a lot of things. Let her discover herself by herself.
At what age?
You hear things like that. That's why they give them cartoons, they give them whatever it is for them to...
Then the child grows up and says she doesn't want to be a girl anymore, she wants to be a boy.
Exactly, because it's fashionable now.
Do you understand? So my child you are still growing up. I decide for you. So my decisions will actually groom you into the kind of person that makes the right decision when it's time for you to make your decisions.
With that being said, I would like to share a story that it actually looks like or sounds like yours. I actually grew up in the barracks. I spent the first 25 years of my life in the barracks.
Interesting.
But while I was in secondary school and even when I got to tertiary institutes, I had, like, somebody had to ask me because of the way I was living. I don't know if it was a she or a he now. He asked, like, where's your house? Like, where do you live? I said, I'm in the barracks. I live in the barracks. He said, what? You live in the barracks? Like, there's no barrack character in you.
Blood.
So I don't understand.
I understand that some barrack guys, they do a lot of shit.
Most of them actually.
There's a lot going on in the barracks, okay? So, but we were actually shielded. Let's say my dad actually built an ark for us. Though, when I was growing, I literally hated my dad when I was growing.
Yeah. It's a normal thing,
Because of the way he did a good job at the end of the day, I realized. But the thing is, there were other things that maybe were not done well, but the good effect of it showed up. When I got to tertiary institute, I blend into things. I saw how things were going. People partying, people going nightclubs, there was one I tried. These welcoming parties that they do when you get into school. I was there. I saw people dancing. I tried. I didn't go back. Like, I didn't just feel okay. Like, it was not just
awkward, right?
See, cultism. You just feel awkward. Like, I was so tamed. I was so placed in a direction that I couldn't deviate. I think that rhymes with the Bible verse that says, train up a child in the way he should go. Yeah. And when it's, oh my God, my dad did a great job, even though I hated him. So when I got to tertiary institute, I started appreciating what he did. I actually sent him a message. Thank you for raising me the way you did, because I saw things happening.
Like nowadays, right? Some of these parents, they don't want to make their children feel bad.
Yeah.
You want to show them all the love. They ask for this, you give them. They ask for this, you give them. You don't want to deny them of anything, thinking that you're doing them good. Actually, because I've seen a situation whereby a small child, a boy actually, was asking the mom for a laptop. I was wondering, what does this child do with a laptop? Like, it's not even like a children's toy or something. And then the mother was doing everything she can to get him a laptop. I remember calling her, like, are you sure that this is the right thing to do? Be like, I don't want him to feel that I hate him. Like, wow. When we were all growing up, I remember, even if you are in a place whereby my grandma trained me, actually, though my parents are still, they are there, my both parents are alive, sure. So my grandma then will go to a place. If they serve us something she doesn't want me to eat, she will use her eyes to communicate. I will grab. But nowadays, they will ask you, mommy, why are you shaking your eyes? Why are you doing? Is your eye paining you? You'll be wondering like, what is going on? What is going on? So I want us to like shed more light into this thing as well, because I think our time is fast spent on this particular conversation. Like, what can you guys say? Because some of these parents, they feel they are actually doing the right thing, But at the end of the day, they are giving us how will I put it now? A society that is filled with chaos. If I should put it that way, you're raising hoodlums, raising transgenders, raising a lot of things like
Drug addicts and the rest of them.
because if you leave them at home or you leave them in the hands of these nannies and all, you don't even know what they are getting them exposed to. And then you come back late, you just beg them, mommy is tired, you go home and all that. So as parents, of course, we are still single, As parents, what advice can you give those mothers or those parents out there? Because I actually feel that to them, they are doing the right thing, honestly.
Like I said, I was raised by single parents, and then one thing my mom did, she had different businesses, and regardless whatever she does during the day, when she comes back, we still bond as a family. We still talk about what happened during the day. She tells us about our day, so that helped with the relationship. It built a relationship with my mom and I, and then my sibling. So going to this now, I was still very young, but with the knowledge of the way my mom trained me, I trained my cousins. They're two, and I really don't have to say words to them when they've done something wrong. Just the look on my face, they know how to adjust. I don't have to talk. And my cousin one is 15, one is about 13, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Though I had to train them because their mom went through something, so I had to be there. And seeing the way my mom trained me, it's registered.
Yeah.
So I inculcated that into their family, and it helps them. Now, even when their mom was okay, finally, she did not have to talk. Just one look, they go, But then, the way parents do, just like I said, they are trying to satisfy the children, and they are doing them no good at all. So if you're satisfying your children, you don't miss them already now. Wait till you mean.
Actually, I think the bigger problem is that they are too busy these days. So they think the best thing they can do for their kids is
Just
to
provide everything they need.
provide everything they need. So and they get so and they think they're doing well. So
Being too busy these days, I heard my mentor say something once. He said, if you're too busy to take care of your kids, you're busy looking for money or gathering wealth. When the time comes, the money that you were busy gathering, they will help you to squander it. They will sell all your properties, because some of these kids, right, you don't have time for them. They don't even know what is right or wrong. Probably they know, but they might think that the wrong things are the right things.
Yeah.
And they will end up growing the way you did not plan for them to grow. Because it happens. I've seen a situation whereby parents, they want their children to grow up in this particular way, and then they ended up growing up in a different way. Be like, what did I do wrong? But hey, mother, father, you didn't have time for them. It's that simple. You trusted your children in the hands of nannies, which is not bad, actually. But then, even if you have a nanny, still have time for your kids. My candid opinion.
Yeah.
Show them all the love they desire and scold them if need be.
not just coding, flog my
them.
friend.
These
flog.
days,
But do you know there are also some children that even regardless of the attention you pay them, the scolding and the beating, they will still turn out to be whatever they want to become. Do you agree?
so how do you not deal with that kind of thing?
I'm not buying the idea. Like, I'm not subscribing to that actually. You can, prove your point.
It's like,
But
but I was about to say something. I
but
wanted
it's
to-
true.
yeah, I
It's
want to-
true. What she said, it's
How
true.
true is that?
See,
How
I've
true
seen
is that?
people grow up wayward, but I still think it still starts with the parents.
Okay, so what happens
Begins
to
with the
people that have
parents.
like 5 children and only one of them is wayward?
Okay, when you say wayward, what do you mean by the word wayward? Because wayward to you might be probably the parents want you to grow up this way, and then the child.
Not necessarily that's now like, okay, yeah, the child might be obeying the parents quite alright.
Mhm.
Might be doing this, do that, do this, but then smoking, drinking, autism, all of that.
Okay, I would say, I would like to ask, where do you think the child learned that from? Might not be the parent, yeah? But where did the child learn that from?
Might be association.
Exactly.
But the
So
truth
everything
is,
boils
so
down
even
to
if your child is associating with, when you start noticing some things, what did you do as a parent? Probably you feel that he's just a boy, he will change later.
So it still ends
start
with the
early,
parents.
It still ends with the parents.
and some parents actually may with anger,
And some
deal with
parents
the
might not
child
even
and
notice
then
that the child has
leave
started
the child
smoking
like that.
itself.
Do you know? I heard a parent.
Some parents might not notice
They might
that.
be very obedient, and you will not even know they are doing. They will do it outside, come home clean, and then nothing they saw.
I heard a parent say something. Yeah, you guys are parents, so I don't know if whatever I say now, if it's wrong, you can tell me, right? This parent, she's actually a mother. She said that if you have 5 kids, observe them. That the 5 of them will definitely have different character.
Of course.
The way you train this one will be different from how you train this one. I don't know how true that
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
Actually.
Yeah, it's true.
Exactly.
I would like to use my
training to all of them.
yeah.
One of them will not be cool with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Funny enough, like, okay, if 4 of them are cool with it, just one of them is not cool with it, and then that one will affect the child.
Yeah, I'll use myself as an
It will
example.
affect the child.
My mom had 3 children, 3 girls. Then she used the same method for the 3 of us. 3 of us. I was like the black sheep of the family because that method did not sit well with me at all. So when she says, don't do this, I'm like, why? I'd always ask, why? And you're not giving me an answer that sits well with me. I'm thinking, the answer itself not even makes sense. Do you understand? And then I feel like, okay, if you're not giving me the answer that makes sense to me, and then will convince me to stop behaving this way, then I'll continue behaving that way.
So now,
but
what's the
that's-
solution
And
to
then my
that?
mom thinks-
Actually,
That's actually the truth.
The
They-
problem my mom made was that she used, what's this method? I used to call it wicked method because the beating, the cutting, you understand? Wanting me to stop behaving that way, of which did not stop. So I think parents should understand each children. Like
That's the
this one, this is
solution.
Tolu, this is Ade,
The
this
solution
is
every
Annabelle.
child have their
Like, how do I relate with her? How do I relate with him?
is that really
do I-
necessary?
See,
but you
see,
get
no,
very
no, no,
child,
no, no.
right?
Nah, the truth is that the
Because
thing
if
is,
you don't,
see, I
it's
believe
happening.
bonding can solve this whole problem.
Sometimes
Bonding.
when you even bond with that child,
Yeah.
like for example, she said the boy comes home and then he's all cool, and then it takes
Yeah,
their
you
mom
feel
still
your
bond, takes time to bond with the children, and then he associates himself with some particular persons, and then he start behaving in some particular way. Would you say the mom did not bond enough?
Okay, fine. Talking about this now, let's before we round up, actually, because we are rounding up now, right? Okay, let's look at disciplining children right now, because I remember as a child growing up, one day I did something that was very awkward. I went and thief meat inside pot. Who didn't do that? Actually,
Everybody did that.
Don't do that.
Okay, my mom, she puts pepper.
My sister, don't talk about the way they disciplined us when we were growing up.
You understand?
Yeah, don't talk about the way they disciplined us when we were growing up. That was brutal.
But seriously, but it helped us.
But
Actually,
he helped us.
It helped
No,
us.
actually,
See,
it
you
did.
cannot treat. That's one thing our, should I say, ancient parents did not do well.
See, the truth is
Because
that
I cannot- but
the
I
only
cannot- that is
mistakes.
actually- that
this
way.
That's what this
No,
conversation is about,
I think
right?
the mistakes they made then was simple. You know, there's an adage that say if you beat a child with the right hand, you draw back the child with the left.
There
That's
was no
what they
drawing-
didn't do.
There was no drawing back.
Exactly.
And
That's
method
the
of
mistake.
their
That's what they didn't
punishment
do.
was actually
That's what they didn't do.
Was actually very physical, very
So-
very.
Did that.
So
You know,
regardless of how
but
they flog you, they still like my mentor will tell us. He say, don't ever make your child get to the point where they begin to question if you love them or not.
Yeah, yes.
So how you do that is even when you flog the child,
Okay,
does not
fine,
how
guys.
you draw them back.
Talking about how my mom puts blended pepper, hot pepper actually inside my whatever it is. I know you guys.
Your what, please? Your
It's
what?
like
That's what I'm
something.
saying.
Your what? No, we don't know what you're saying. We don't know what you're saying.
Today we actually holding this place.
In your ears or your nose.
Don't worry, we know.
Yeah,
we
inside
know.
the other side.
No,
of
I
my
don't
body.
know.
Inside
Other
the
side.
other side of my
Wow.
body. No,
Inside.
if it's anus, it's not okay. Again, I should know the side of.
Oh my God.
You know, so
That
see
means
what I-
you did something really
You see
bad.
what I was talking
I
about?
wrote that-
No.
I wrote that-
Even if what she did was very bad. Come on.
But seriously,
Come on.
till
But
today,
you never
whenever
did it in
never in my life, am I crazy? Do I want to collect another pepper? Like, what are you saying?
So
But, okay,
what?
see, that's what I'm saying.
See,
even though they were actually
even
harsh.
if it worked, even if it worked, but
That's-
there's this
that's
psychological part of you that makes you feel like your parents hate you.
The thing is that it
That
actually
day I
makes some children
cried.
timid.
I cried
It does,
and cried.
yeah.
And
But
then,
if you make them understand that you actually love them, they will not be
this is
timid.
the reason why.
That's what most of our parents didn't do. My parents
Guy,
didn't do that.
Your mommy
And you
will have
cannot,
this
as a
kind of
modern
thing.
parent, go and put pepper in your
That's
child's
right.
this thing because your child stole something.
You can just beat
You
the
cannot
child.
cut your
Let the
child's
child
body
cry,
and put
finish.
pepper because your child did
now,
something
okay,
wrong.
talking about
Yes.
talking about this whole thing now. Like, I saw a video. This social media age, whereby anything that happens, they put it out on social media for the world to see. A particular mother disciplined her child, put pepper. Of course, they did it to her when she was young. too,
Yeah, obviously.
And then she decided to do it to her own
Mhm.
child. And now this particular blog carried it. They were not calling the mother names. I'm like, the same thing that they did to me. Was it because there was no social media? Like, for real. Seriously, rounding up now. Do you guys think that this social media, whatever, do you guys think is helping our society actually? Do you think? Because they carry this stuff to social media now. They called the mother out. I think someone even like charged or sued her to the court for dealing her
own child.
her own child that way. And then people are like, it's not good. That's why you're making the child to be wicked. And all. Do you guys think that this whole thing that's what helping?
Social media.
Yes.
It has both positive impact. and
Exactly.
negative impacts. There's nothing that has it.
Because now, let's say that mother that disciplined her and a particular blog carried. Let's say another mother who planned on the same thing. You not be like, and I saw they take drag that one. I beg, I know they do.
I beg,
Carry on while I
please,
do.
mothers, in God's name, please don't discipline your child like that. No. It shouldn't. It should not even happen
He has a
now.
different opinion.
Oh,
I-
Leave a stigma on the child.
It didn't leave no stigma on me.
it didn't leave any
Don't leave
stigma
any
on me.
stigma on me.
Do you know? How many years it took you? And you cannot.
Don't bring them up the same way.
Well,
You
I
actually
was
cannot.
never
You
caught
cannot
with
compare
razor blade
yourself.
or put pepper
I
in my
was,
eyes.
guys.
never,
See,
but
here.
I was
It is
flogged
here.
mercilessly.
It is in
You
here,
know.
and there's no time I see that I don't remember. So I would not advise a mother to do that to a
The
child.
only thing I can
If
remember
anything
that
comes with
is
sharp
how my
objects.
mom called me. Who took the meat? I actually lied. It's not me. Probably that's what.
And it's
got her angry.
ordinary meat.
Ordinary. Wow. What if that's the only meat? And maybe you guys had a visitor coming.
You don't enter your belly now. the truth is, putting the pepper in that stuff did not bring back the meat.
Okay, please. And
If even did it damage
But actually, it did.
What we did the
There was a
damage there, because
positive outcome.
And looking at
that
the
I
way,
will never
looking
steal
at
from my mommy's pot.
again, children are
But
different. What
let
if
me
the
ask you.
child's
Let me ask you a
skin was
candid
so
question.
wonderful that that's
Have you not
possible,
stolen from that
and
time?
they will have to be dealing with it for years.
Please don't ask me that question. We are on set.
see,
Don't
You
ask
see,
me
you
that
see,
question.
you see, you
Don't
see.
ask me
So
that
that did not stop her from stealing.
What was the question again?
Have you not stolen
asking that
since that
question
time? You see, now she cannot answer because
No,
right
like, what-
you see
what
now
you
she
ask
never
exactly?
clean
Okay,
the
guys.
mouth. They clean the mouth. So
Okay,
it did not
guys,
stop you from stealing.
Exactly. So,
So
you have to consider
to
all
our
of
to our
this
parents
before
out there,
discipline.
there are ills of this modern age parenting. It is, don't allow your kids to get exposed into things they are not supposed to get themselves exposed into. Honestly speaking, because it's going to damage them. Let me use that word. It will affect their health, their mental health, their physical health, and everything. I think there are.
Are we rounding off? I
It's
kind
true.
of have a
We still
question.
have
I have a
loads
question.
of-
Wait, can I
things to
just
talk
ask this
about.
question? Because I asked the question before. I'm
I
sure
was thinking of
viewers.
rounding off actually.
I'm sure viewers will want to hear.
Okay.
What is your solution for a single parent that is a career person, not a business person like her mom?
Okay.
Like you have to,
I actually
go
want to
to
say
the office
something.
Okay.
What's your
my
solution?
mom
My mom later
was.
became an office person. But
After
she had
you-
to- yes,
yeah.
she had
That was
to do
after,
that.
right?
But that was after.
That was
Okay, if you
after.
are- I
So
think
my
That was from onset.
from onset, yeah. So I would not say my mom's method might not work for another mother. But
But you can just try things
So-
out. If it
So for a
doesn't
career
work,
person, no, please. For a career person,
she was okay. Are you saying she goes to work?
Goes to an
yeah,
office, like
my
work
mom
for
goes-
somebody.
Yes, she
Yeah.
goes to work as early as possible. But she wasn't doing homeschooling, so we also go to school. So when she finishes, she comes to our school to pick us
But
up.
that's the whole point.
And then
Schools
takes
are
up-
corrupt these days.
honestly,
Wait,
honestly,
you
can't
cannot because
you can't even trust
Do you know
schools in
nowadays it's
anything
different
now.
from back then.
Yeah,
Do you
very
understand?
different.
Back then,
That's
so
also helped parents then.
yeah.
But
So
now,
if you're bringing it back to nowadays, a career mother, right?
Yes, yes.
If you can homeschool your child,
While you're a career person,
They do it online actually.
How you do that?
Now, if you can, I would not say homeschool because you're a career person. You look for, there are schools that they know how to teach
You really
children.
can't tell. The school curriculum has changed
They are
entirely.
I would see. Okay, fine. You take them regardless. Look for a school that is still better. That's still very much better.
Because you think
No,
it's
you there's
better,
a
then
way.
the child is going to the school and then you come home and meet the child displaying some behavior.
There's actually
you
where I'm
the
going
child's
to.
school.
There's where I'm going to. No, you don't. Now, a career mother, you're done with your work for the day. So you close around say 5 p.m. Your child is done with school. And then your child comes back home. You ask the child what you're taught today. If the child says things that are not good, you talk to the child. You correct the child. Correct some things that the child was taught that doesn't really make sense, that shouldn't be taught actually. You correct the child.
Do you even think all these
And then-
TikTok mothers, they know what you're saying like this?
TikTok mothers. No, I'm talking about career mothers actually.
Okay.
You see TikTok mothers, wait first. so you correct the child, and then the child, funny enough, the child goes back to school the following morning and probably tell the teachers that my mom said this thing is not correct. And probably the child is teaching the next student, do you know that what auntie said yesterday is wrong? You see that kind of thing. So indirectly, the child is actually teaching another child. So I think a career mother should set out time. It's not easy. It's really not easy.
A career
It's
mother
actually a
in
sacrifice.
Lagos.
In Lagos,
It's a
because
sacrifice.
by the time you get up,
Early,
sometimes it's
5
like
a.m.
yeah.
and comes back 9,
And then you
11.
go- you go-
Honestly, wait.
not
A
tell
career
yourself.
mother,
What do you want
right?
to do?
If you love,
Maybe by then-
my opinion, if you love your kids, right, you have to have time for them. Let's
Set
say
out time.
you are a single mom,
Uh,
and then you have a child or children. See, look for a job that will give you time,
okay,
so
that
you can
makes-
raise those
That
kids.
makes sense because
Eh.
So you can raise those kids.
But if it is
Because
career,
if you're looking
then-
for a job or a banking job,
You're living on mainland and you're working on island.
then you leave house by 4 a.m., come back by 11.
I think
The
if
kids
you're-
are already
if
sleeping. They
you're-
don't even know who you are. They'll be
I
like,
think-
is that my aunt?
I think if your children, if they're like priority to you, you would know how to plan. You would tell yourself that any career what I want to. Mama, first of all, think of this
I
At
children
least
think
raise them up to
for
a
me-
certain age.
For
I
me,
think
my own
to a certain
solution to
age.
this, is while you're a career person, you can actually do your career at different levels. You don't have to be in Lagos. You don't have to be in the city. There are people in the village that are doing well.
And then
So
they carry
you
their career
can't-
to the village.
No, wait. Come on. How much?
trying to
how
understand
much you
what
want-
you're
Wait,
saying
now let me
because-
finish. Now let me finish. See, some people they actually give themselves a standard of living that they have to hustle to maintain.
Yeah. I
So
think-
if
I
you
think you have a
change
point
that
there.
standard of living, you might be able to handle.
help out,
You
right.
see,
I
so
understand.
That's what I'm saying. If your children becomes your career, and they are thinking of what is supposed to be your main career as secondary, yes, you'll be able to say, okay, fine. Let me not think this 3-bedroom flat is the main thing as a single parent. Probably a mini flat. It's you and your children.
Do you know the smaller the house, the more you guys bond actually?
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
Imagine 3-bedroom flat. Tunde is in one, Dakwa is in one, and the other one is in
Doing
one.
what you don't
and
know.
You don't even understand what
Trying
they are
out the
doing.
ladies, the female clothes to know if it fits.
And you want to enter
Trying to
their
walk
room,
like
they will
the
tell you to
sister.
knock
You know.
before you see there, knock before you enter. In my house, that I paid house rent.
So honestly, some of our today parents are actually doing more harm to the children, which happens to be the future of our generation. Or more, if you can't destroy the kids, what happens to the future?
Hey, don't
Seriously, I kind of feel that there are better ways to handle this. Let's go back to the time of old. Deploy some of the tools that
Yeah.
our parents use.
Yeah, some, please, some.
Some
Actually, some.
The ones that worked. Deploy them, it will help. I think we've come to the end of the program, actually, honestly, because
Oh, God.
yeah, I love this conversation. I believe that our viewers out there loved the conversation, honestly. Okay, there'll be an episode 2 of this program, actually, because I will just signal that. Come on, this conversation was interesting. Why don't you guys have episode 2? Okay, we'll come back with episode 2 of it.
Yeah,
I
that'll
believe
be
you had
good.
fun, right? Because I did have fun. What about
I
you?
did.
Did
Yeah, sure, I did.
And
All right,
especially
guys.
the part where you said they put pepper in the other side of the body. That was fun for me. Yeah.
They put pepper, and I will never forget that. That's
Can you ever forget it?
No, Zubi, never use steal again. Don't
Come,
you ever
please,
go
is
to
it
my
the fresh
pot.
pepper or the grounded one?
Fresh pepper, sis.
Fresh
oh.
pepper.
But she asked me a question.
It was a means to an end. The
Means.
end was
That
most
means-
Guys,
important.
thank you so
Somebody.
much. We've come to the end of this program. We've come to the end of this
That
program.
means can kill.
Thank you.
You
Thank
don't
you.
stop-
Please
Oh,
don't
God.
forget to subscribe,
Stop
turn on the notification bell, and hit on the like button. Please don't forget to comment on this particular video. Let's know what you think about the ills of modern days parenting.
Yeah.
Do you think there are disadvantages and the advantages as well? I am Zubi Glad. And here is Vida Beats,
Vida bit.
Deola, and Zeno. Please follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and also on
YouTube.
Twitter. Thank you so much. Catch you next week, and bye for now.
Yeah.